Would you say that consciousness is not material? Would you say that transhumanism? Forget it.
From darkness to light. When I grew up, I was watching movies like Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Terminator.
You still don't get it, do you?
The Matrix.
You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged.
And I never really thought of the implications in terms of what it means to be.
Every night, this is the place to be.
And we've all watched these movies, and we've all been entertained by them, but we don't really think, like, what do most of these movies mean in terms of our identity? Like, when, for example, in Poor Things, that just came out, as you know, there's a baby brain that's switched into a human dead body, and then the identity of that baby becomes transferred to the body of the adult. We've got a problem. We have a problem. What's the implication? Seriously, what's the implication of that movie? The implication is that our personality resides in the brain and nothing but the brain. In other words, ourselves, our identity is a product of neurons and protons, and you can just take that brain, put it into another body, right? And that body will have all the personality of the brain. That, my friends, is dangerous. So you've heard of transhumanism?
Yes, I did.
And so what do you think? Is it good or bad, and why?
It's scary, I would say, but makes sense. Like one of my most favorite movies is The Matrix.
The Matrix.
It's I think it's another way of looking for answers for human beings, and since technology permeates our world so much and it's improving more and more, I think it's this is the reason.
Well, briefly, I'm aware that they want to combine robots with humans and take away, the essence of who we are, which is we're divine beings. So that's what I briefly know about it, yeah. As a singer-songwriter, as a psychic medium, and, having this in my lineage, and, seeing into the future of possibilities that, this is dangerous. And
how is it dangerous?
It's dangerous because it takes away the feeling of a human and the essence in what we are as divine beings.
And so, do you think it's good, it's bad, and why?
It's funny. I think it can be neutral. I think everything's neutral until we put meaning upon it. But I feel humans are maybe not at the stage of consciousness yet where we can use it reliably or responsibly. I think transhumanism has the potential to impact the world very negatively, but it also could be used very positively. So it's up to us to use it in the right way.
Oui, parce que c'est sûr qu'il y a des très bonnes applications, je pense, pour le futur. Et puis de toute manière, on n'a pas le choix, on va forcément tendre vers ce genre.
There's certainly good applications, and anyway, we don't have a choice. We're kind of going in that direction of technology anyway.
Il faut pas rater le train, il faut juste faire en sorte que ce soit bien normé et qu'il y ait une recherche qui soit internationale et que tout le monde partage ses résultats tous ensemble.
We can't miss the boat, but at the same time, internationally, we have to be careful that we're, doing things consciously and responsibly.
Merci.
Transhumanism, I think it's good and bad, because then you're messing with nature in some kind of way when you jump in and use technology. But so I'm going to say it's good, but it can, like anything, it's good, but it can be bad as well.
I think with anything that's designing, if there's improvements to the human experience, I think could be accepted.
And what are the dangers, if any?
I think the dangers were if these robots or that can gain consciousness and then they can self-learn and maybe attack humans. I think that could be a problem. So yeah,
like we saw in Stanley Kubrick's 2001 movie.
Yeah, totally. Like the Terminator. But that's maybe because the humans aren't living how they're supposed to. So the AIs are like getting confused with how, you know, they think the humans are the problems, which I kind of agree with.
According to the Vedic wisdom, and if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say Vedic wisdom, I refer to the ancient body of knowledge that's found specifically in ancient India, but is believed to have been spread all over the planet thousands of years ago. It's most famous for a text called the Bhagavad Gita, of which I often refer to in this channel. You can click right here. I made a video on what Will Smith and Joe Rogan and other celebrities know about this great book of wisdom, which I honestly think you should read if you don't read it on a daily basis. So according to Vedic wisdom, the self really is non-material. The self is spiritual by definition. And so therefore, when someone or a whole population or multi-generations get bombarded with this false propaganda that we are nothing but matter, and therefore there's really no difference at all between us and, let's say, a robot or a computer, then imagine the violence that's being done to the self, right? Because the soul or the self is made to believe, hey, I'm just matter, I'm no different than, you know, a computer, and when death comes, it's all over. No. And of course the same goes for animals. Animals are no longer sentient beings. They're just machines that taste good, and we can just kill them and eat them. So if you're made to believe that you're nothing but matter, that you're like really a robot, then you're getting cheated. You're getting cheated because if it so happens that you are much more than matter, if it so happens that you are a conscious entity, if it so happens that you are pure consciousness, having a human experience, if it so happens that you are actually eternal, like as in you never die, then whoever's convincing you that you are just matter is really just cheating you. So whether these movies have conscious good intentions or conscious bad intentions, or whoever wrote the script is themselves or is himself or herself a victim, the point is we have to be pretty careful. We have to be pretty careful not to get brainwashed into thinking that we are, just a product of matter. And the more we are vigilant, the more we live in this world, but at the same time remembering that we're conscious being really careful about what kind of ideology we let, people or the media enter into our consciousness, the more we'll be able to be happy and peaceful while living in this world. I made a video specifically on the topic of transhumanism as it's found and as is seen, as I spoke about a little briefly in the movie The Avatar #2, The Way of the Water, whatever it's called. Just wait till the end of this video and click on the link that will show up. Thanks for watching, and remember, we are not our bodies.
Party greater. Nobody greater. Party greater than you. Nobody greater than.
Do you agree with me? Come on, don't leave me hanging.